Welcome to West South Central. Across the American map, there is a region where history, culture, and nature converge in ways both mysterious and unforgettable. Known as the West South Central, this part of the United States includes Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, and Oklahoma. Each state carries its own stories, yet is bound together by shared spirit and geography. With European colonization of the Americas, this region of the U.S. has been heavily influenced by the French and Spanish. A fascinating fact is that Texas alone is bigger than any European nation except Russia, giving the region an unmatched scale of natural variety. Rivers carved their courses with patience, creating paths that became lifelines for trade, travel, and survival. Festivals and cuisine reveal layers of cultural fusion, from Native American roots to French, Spanish, and African influences. And yet, beyond the well-known landmarks, countless wonders remain hidden, waiting for travelers to uncover. Beneath the rolling hills of northwestern Arkansas lies a body of water that has shifted identities with time, moving from a utilitarian source of life to a cherished place of leisure. This is Lake Sequoyah, a former reservoir transformed into one of Fayetteville's most beloved parks. Lake Sequoyah Park is located in northwestern Arkansas, and it is a popular park for locals in Fayetteville. Lake Sequoyah is comprised of approximately 1,400 acres of land and 389 acres of water. This lake used to be a water supply reservoir prior to the 1960s, but now it is a recreational lake where visitors can enjoy boating and fishing. Today, many residents know the property as Lake Sequoyah Park. The expanse of land surrounding the lake provides a natural frame, making the body of water seem both expansive and intimately enclosed. In winter, A hush settles over the lake, and thin veils of mist drift above the cold surface in the early mornings. Bare branches stretch over the shoreline, their reflections etched sharply against the still gray water. Now, before we move on to the next destination, here's a fun question for you. Which west-south central state ranks second in U.S. area and population? Comment your guess. Ozark National Forest. Forest areas mainly in central and northwestern Arkansas, U.S. Established in 1908, Ozark National Forest covers approximately 1,563 square miles. It is drained by tributaries of the Arkansas River. The air is rich with the scent of pine, oak, and damp soil, carrying the essence of the wild through every season. Autumn transforms the forest into a mosaic of crimson, amber, and gold, blanketing the ridges in fiery hues. The sheer expanse of the forest creates a sense of endlessness, where each ridge leads to another. If you are watching this, please click the subscribe button in the corner of the screen. It's completely free, but means a lot to us. For more than 50 years, Beaver Lake has been one of the most well-loved recreation destinations in Arkansas. Beaver Lake is a man-made reservoir in the Ozark Mountains of northwest Arkansas and is formed by a dam across the White River. Beaver Lake was formed in 1966 after the Beaver Dam was built across the White River. Following the lake's formation, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers began construction recreation facilities, paving roads and establishing parks throughout the surrounding shorelines. Today, the area around Beaver Lake is home to more than 2,000 acres of homes, cabin rentals, campgrounds complete with hiking trails, boat ramps, swimming beaches, and more. The lake's shorelines are characterized by their towering limestone bluffs, deep rocky crevices, and a diverse assortment of native trees and flowering shrubs. The lake extends in a winding, irregular shape, with countless inlets and coves that lend the shoreline a sense of endless discovery and natural complexity. Along the base of these bluffs, rugged ledges and narrow crevices carve out secluded alcoves where the land seems to fold inward and embrace the lake. In winter, the lake often takes on a glassy stillness, its cold surface catching faint light and reflecting the bare silhouettes of surrounding trees. Thin layers of frost gather along the rocky shoreline, sparkling in the pale sun as waves move quietly beneath. Set along the flowing waters of the Arkansas River, a city has long grown where trade, governance, and culture naturally converge. Its origins are tied to a modest stone outcrop that once served as a landmark for explorers and travelers, a feature that would eventually lend the city its name. Over time, that riverside settlement transformed into a dynamic center of commerce, politics, and community life in the heart of the state. Little Rock is situated on the south bank of the Arkansas River, near the geographic center of the state, making it a natural hub for commerce. Little Rock was founded in 1821 as the capital of the Arkansas Territory. It is named for a rock formation along the Arkansas River, named the Little Rock by the French explorer Jean-Baptiste Bénard de la Harpe in 1722. Little Rock is a cultural, economic, government, and transportation center within Arkansas and the American South. The Arkansas River moves steadily past the city, its wide current a constant reminder of the natural force that first drew people to settle along its banks. Tree-lined neighborhoods spread outward from the heart of the city, blending historic charm with the energy of modern growth. Open spaces and green stretches weave into the urban fabric, offering balance to the busier rhythms of commerce and governance. As the sun begins to set, the sky above the city glows with hues of orange, pink, and violet that stretch across the horizon. Winding its way through the heart of a small Arkansas town, a modest creek has carried both history and life along its banks for well over a century. Its waters connect to larger rivers that eventually join the Mississippi, linking a local stream to one of the continent's great watersheds. Beneath its quiet surface lies a story tied to early settlement, community growth, and the shaping of a city's identity. Sager Creek is a 13.4-mile-long creek that runs through downtown Siloam Springs, Arkansas. It is a tributary of Flint Creek that flows to the Illinois River, which in turn flows to the Arkansas River, and thus is part of the Mississippi River watershed. Sager Creek is named after Simon Sager, who is largely thought to be the founder of Siloam Springs. Sager Creek flows through downtown Siloam Springs through a man-made channel built in the 1880s. In the rolling expanse of northwest Arkansas, a once quiet town has steadily reshaped its identity to meet the demands of a changing era. What began as a modest community has, over the course of 2 decades, grown into a thriving hub where business, creativity, and opportunity converge. Its rapid rise mirrors the energy of one of the nation's fastest-growing regions, drawing newcomers who seek both innovation and quality of life. It is one of the 4 main cities in the 3-county Northwest Arkansas metropolitan area. Bentonville is located in one of the fastest-growing regions in the country. In the past 20 years, Bentonville has transformed itself from a sleepy small Arkansas town to a bustling center of commerce and innovative entrepreneurialism, making it a community of choice in northwest Arkansas. On the southern edge of Fayetteville rests a hallowed ground where generations of service and sacrifice are remembered with dignity. Established in the wake of the Civil War, the cemetery was created to ensure Union soldiers who died in the Arkansas campaigns would be laid to rest with honor. Fayetteville National Cemetery is a United States national cemetery located on the southern side of the city of Fayetteville. It encompasses nearly 15 acres. As of 2020, over 11,000 veterans and family members were interred in this location, with approximately 200 new burials per year, In 1867, the Fayetteville National Cemetery in Fayetteville was established by the federal government to be used for proper burial of Union soldiers of the Civil War who died in the Arkansas campaigns. Graves were placed in a circular pattern around the flagpole with the headstones facing the flag and pathways between sections forming a six-pointed star. Rows of white headstones rise in quiet symmetry, their uniform lines creating a solemn rhythm across the green expanse. The open sky above gives the cemetery a feeling of vastness, while the surrounding landscape provides a quiet enclosure of peace. The simplicity of the markers, identical in size and shape, emphasizes unity and equality in sacrifice, regardless of rank or station. If you've been to Fayetteville National Cemetery, leave a 2 in the comments. If not yet, drop a 4 and let it climb your travel list. Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in Bentonville, founded by Alice Walton and designed by Moshe Safdie, officially opened on November 11, 2011, and offers free public admission. The museum's design blends seamlessly with the surrounding landscape, its curved pavilions reflecting the contours of the wooded valley. Glass walls stretch across many of the structures, allowing natural light to flood the galleries and connect the art within to the scenery outside. The buildings are anchored by graceful sweeping bridges that cross over pools of water, creating a sense of harmony between architecture and nature. Surrounding walkways and terraces extend the experience outward, blurring the boundary between indoor galleries and the natural environment. The 722-mile-long White River flowing through northern Arkansas and southern Missouri is a major tributary of the Mississippi River. Thousands of years before European contact, various Native American groups lived along the White River. The river served as a highway, carrying supplies and crops back and forth from the frontier settlements to river towns such as Memphis, Tennessee, and New Orleans, Louisiana. The river's meandering course lends itself to a variety of environments, from the seasonal fast-flowing headwaters of the Upper White to the wide, slower-moving stretches farther down the river. In winter, the White River often takes on a hushed stillness, its banks dusted with snow and its waters running dark and cold beneath the frosted air. Ice sometimes gathers in fragile sheets along the edges, breaking and drifting downstream with the steady current. The bare trees that line its course reflect starkly in the water, their branches like black etchings against the pale sky. Waters flowing through rugged highlands and open lowlands often tell the story of connection, carrying with them both the character of the land and the needs of the people who rely on them. Such a river has long served as both a boundary and a bridge, linking two distinct regions where hills descend into plains. Its course, shaped by geology and sustained by rainfall, reflects a balance of natural beauty and practical necessity. The Illinois River is a 145-mile-long tributary of the Arkansas River in the U.S. states of Arkansas and Oklahoma. The Illinois has historically represented an area of significant economic importance and ecological convergence between the hilly Ozarks and the southern plains. "45% of the square mileage of the Illinois River watershed is located within western Arkansas. The Illinois River stretches outward in sweeping curves, its winding path carving a natural ribbon through the landscape. Along its edges, tall grasses sway gently, forming soft borders that blur the line between land and water. Our content comes from many sources. If you spot any errors or have something to share, drop a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Dardanelle is one of the oldest cities in the state of Arkansas. The farmland around Dardanelle is characterized by broad level plains of fertile soil that stretch outward with few natural interruptions. During the growing season, the fields are often planted with crops that rise in uniform rows, giving the land a patterned, methodical appearance shaped by careful planning. Irrigation ditches and straight fence lines divide the fields into neat parcels, creating a sense of orderly geometry against the backdrop of the natural landscape. The soil is typically a deep brown, tilled into long furrows that absorb water efficiently and provide a consistent base for seasonal planting. The horizon over the farmland appears unusually wide, with the level ground giving way to an uninterrupted sweep of open space. Everywhere the eye travels, lines of furrows and plantings create a sense of rhythm and order that defines the landscape. The sheer openness of the farmland allows the sky to dominate the view, casting shifting light and shadow patterns across the surface below. Combs Park will become Fayetteville's first true river access park, designed for water recreation and nature appreciation. Paths wind gently through open spaces, their curves framed by clusters of trees that provide both shade and structure to the park's layout. Wide stretches of open ground extend outward with a sense of calm continuity, their surfaces smoothed and even, reflecting careful upkeep. Open skies remain unobstructed above much of the ground, allowing natural light to fall evenly and illuminate the wide, uncluttered areas below. Altogether, the park presents a landscape of calm symmetry, where open expanses and wooded sections coexist in quiet balance. The Washington County Courthouse is the name of a current courthouse and that of a historic one in Fayetteville. The historic building, built in 1905, was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1972. The historic courthouse is the fifth building to serve Washington County, with the prior buildings located on the historic square where the old post office is today. The Washington County Courthouse rises with a striking sense of permanence, its sturdy stone walls reflecting the craftsmanship of a bygone era. The structure's balanced proportions create a sense of order and dignity, emphasizing its role as both a functional space and a civic landmark. Carved details around doors and cornices showcase fine workmanship, lending the structure a refined character beyond its practical purpose. Did you know that there is a river that flows from Arkansas to Oklahoma and then back into Arkansas again? Lee Creek River near Van Buren is a 65-mile-long river that's easily one of the most unique rivers in Arkansas. Located in Washington County, Lee Creek is a little-known river that has gained a big name for itself. In Arkansas upstream of the Oklahoma border, Lee Creek is classified by the state of Arkansas as an extraordinary resource waterway. The surrounding forest provides a vibrant backdrop with native plants and wildflowers painting the scenery. The waters of Lee Creek move with a quiet persistence, winding through varied terrain in graceful fluid bends. Its channel alternates between narrow passages where rocks shape its flow and broader stretches where the current softens and spreads. In autumn, the transformation of the trees paints the slopes with shades of crimson, russet, and amber, as if fire itself had spread across the canopy. From a distance, the red-tipped treetops seem to form a rolling tide of color that follows the curves of the river. Nestled against the rise of the Boston Mountains, a community grew where the rugged Ozarks give way to fertile valleys and rolling hills. Its beginnings trace back to settlers who carried with them names, traditions, and ambitions that would shape the identity of the town they built. Over time, what started as a modest settlement developed into a center of culture, education, and progress in northwest Arkansas. Fayetteville is the second most populous city in the U.S. state of Arkansas, the county seat of Washington County, and the most populous city in northwest Arkansas. The city is on the outskirts of the Boston Mountains, within the Ozarks. It was named after Fayetteville, Tennessee, from which many settlers had come, and was incorporated on November 3, 1836. Fayetteville is home to the University of Arkansas, the state's flagship university. with a thriving local economy, educated workforce, and loyal customer base. The number of jobs within Fayetteville is consistently on the rise. Its setting, framed by the Ozark Mountains, offers a landscape where forested slopes descend gently to the edge of a broad, reflective lake. The story of this place is one of utility and recreation, balancing the preservation of resources with opportunities for enjoyment and rest. Nestled in the Boston Mountain Valley of the Ozarks in northwest Arkansas, Lake Fort Smith State Park is a beautiful mix of woodland and lakeside landscapes. The park's 260 acres overlook the scenic 1,400-acre Lake Fort Smith, a historically significant water source and diverse wildlife area. Originally constructed in the 1930s as a Works Progress Administration project, the park was recently relocated in 2008 during the enlargement of Lake Fort Smith. This is a beautiful lake surrounded by the Ozark Mountains for recreation, plus water storage to supply Fort Smith and the surrounding area. The shoreline curves gently, shaped over time by water and weather, giving the impression of a living boundary between forest and lake. The structure of the lake itself, with its broad expanse narrowing into coves and inlets, invites the eye to follow its winding form deep into the landscape. The surrounding forest provides contrast to the lake's openness, its density offering both shelter and a sense of seclusion. In autumn, the hills blaze with fiery reds and glowing ambers, their reflections doubling across the still water in a scene of quiet brilliance. The air turns crisp, and a faint scent of wood and earth lingers along the shoreline, heightening the sense of change. Lake Flint Creek, also known as Swepco Lake, is located about 5 miles north of the city of Siloam Springs in Benton County. It was made by constructing a 100-foot-high dam on Little Flint Creek in the 1975 to 1978 timeframe, creating a lake of about 500 acres. SWEPCO allows public access to the lake, and the surroundings include a boat ramp. The lake is owned by Southwestern Electric Power Company, which built it to provide cooling water to its Flint Creek power plant. Flint Creek Power Plant is a baseload, coal-fired electrical power station. The lone unit uses coal mined from the Powder River Basin, shipped via Kansas City Southern Railway. The Flint Creek Power Plant rises with a commanding presence, its tall smokestack cutting a sharp vertical line against the Arkansas sky. The main structure is composed of strong geometric forms, its steel framework and concrete surfaces projecting a sense of durability and industrial purpose. Steam billows upward in great white plumes, contrasting with the solid forms of the plant and lending the landscape a dynamic quality. Sunlight often reflects off the metallic surfaces, creating glimmers of silver that highlight the precision of its construction. The location of the Memphis, Arkansas Bridge, in close proximity to the Frisco and Harahan bridges, was chosen by the engineers over a site to the north, near Winchester Avenue. The Memphis, Arkansas Bridge on Interstate Highway 55 connects Arkansas with Tennessee at Memphis. Since its opening on the morning of December 17, 1949, the span has served as a vital link for automotive traffic to cross the Mississippi River. The Memphis, Arkansas Bridge stretches across the wide waters of the Mississippi with a bold steel framework that commands attention. The rhythmic repetition of beams and supports creates a visual harmony, giving the structure both strength and elegance. The roadway rests high above the water, held aloft by sturdy trusses that demonstrate both precision engineering and aesthetic balance. High above the rolling streets and neighborhoods of Fayetteville rises a summit that has long been tied to both community and reflection. Its slopes carry the quiet strength of the Ozarks, while its crest has witnessed gatherings, devotion, and the slow unfolding of the city below. From its height, the view spreads outward in every direction, offering a perspective that blends natural beauty with the story of human settlement. One of the most iconic places to view the city of Fayetteville, Arkansas, is from the top of Mount Sequoyah, home of Mount Sequoyah Center. Originally called East Mountain, the largest mountain in Fayetteville was renamed Mount Sequoyah when the hilltop was given to the State Methodist Assembly for use as a religious retreat. It was named in honor of the inventor of the Cherokee syllabary, Sequoyah, and opened for its first summer assembly in 1923. Nearly 70 acres on the east side of the mountain was bought back by the city in 2003 to create a city park called Mount Sequoyah Woods. In winter, the mountain transforms into a quiet sanctuary, where every branch is etched with frost and every pathway softened by the hush of cold air. The bare trees reveal sweeping views that stretch farther than in any other season, their skeletal forms striking against pale skies. Where land, water, and forest converge, a mosaic of habitats has been carefully shaped to support both wildlife and conservation. This balance of natural diversity and human stewardship has made the area not only a haven for birds and animals, but also a reminder of how delicate and resilient ecosystems can be. Bell Slough State Wildlife Management Area covers 2,040 acres and is a mix of moist soil wetlands, bottomland hardwood forest, prairie and upland hardwood and pine forest. The wetlands are managed as a waterfowl resting area with water control structures that allow the AGFC to flood the area seasonally with water from Lake Conway in order to attract waterfowl, wading birds, and shorebirds. Bell Slough WMA was the focus of media attention after a March 2013 underground oil pipeline break in nearby Mayflower. The expanse of Belle Slough unfolds in layers, with water shimmering through marsh channels that weave like silver ribbons across the low ground. Tall grasses sway in unison with the wind, their movements echoing the quiet rhythm of the wetlands and softening the edges between water and earth. In the heart of the forest, trunks rise in sturdy columns, their canopies interlacing to form a living ceiling that filters light into shifting patterns below. The prairies open wide, offering a sense of space and freedom, their fields colored by seasonal wildflowers. The varied terrain rises and dips gently, blending upland and lowland into a patchwork that feels both purposeful and wild. In the heart of the Ozarks, where dense forests meet sheer bluffs and streams flow through rocky corridors, a landscape of both mystery and allure reveals itself. The rugged terrain carries an untamed beauty, its stone formations and hidden caves hinting at stories far older than the park itself. Across the seasons, the setting transforms with remarkable grace, offering cool, shaded refuge in summer and fiery brilliance in autumn. Devil's Den State Park is a 2,500-acre Arkansas state park. Since it opened in the 1930s, Devil's Den State Park has attracted generations of Arkansans for its natural beauty. When autumn arrives, the forest canopy turns into a living mosaic of crimson, gold, and amber, casting a warm glow across every hillside and valley. The crisp air carries the faint scent of fallen leaves, mingling with the earthy fragrance of moss and stone, heightening the sense of seasonal change. Every ridge offers sweeping views of rolling hills, painted in the brilliant hues of fall, a sight that feels fleeting and timeless at once. At the edge of southeastern Louisiana, a body of water unfolds so wide, it feels more like a sea than a lake. Its surface reflects shifting skies, sometimes calm and glass-like, other times stirred by winds that remind visitors of its restless character. Here, nature and culture meet in quiet harmony, creating a setting that is both timeless and deeply tied to the life of the region. Known for its scenic beauty, it offers a peaceful escape from the hustle and bustle of city life. The lake spans over 630 square miles and is surrounded by charming towns and lush landscapes, making it a perfect spot for nature lovers and those seeking tranquility. For those interested in history, the area around Lake Pontchartrain is rich with cultural heritage, with many historic sites and museums to explore. As the sun descends toward the horizon, Lake Pontchartrain is bathed in warm hues of gold and rose, turning its vast waters into a shimmering canvas. Visitors can also enjoy the famous Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, the longest continuous bridge over water in the world. The Lake Pontchartrain Causeway stretches in two nearly parallel spans across the vast waters, creating the impression of an endless road that vanishes into the horizon. The bridge's graceful geometry is both functional and striking, a feat of engineering that appears delicate against the expanse, yet endures the test of storms and time. Its streets and waterways trace patterns shaped by both nature and human endeavor, revealing a landscape rich in character and complexity. New Orleans is a consolidated city parish located along the Mississippi River in the U.S. state of Louisiana. Unquestionably, one of the most distinctive cities of the New World, New Orleans was established at great cost in an environment of conflict. Its strategic position, commanding the mouth of the great Mississippi-Missouri River system, which drains the rich interior of North America, made it a pawn in the struggles of Europeans for the control of North America. With a population at the 2020 census, New Orleans is the most populous city in Louisiana. The city has been described as the most interesting in the United States, owing in large part to its cross-cultural and multilingual heritage. The city unfolds like a living tapestry, with streets that curve and stretch as though they were woven to follow the rhythm of the river and the pulse of its people. The skyline rises modestly compared to other American cities, yet its beauty lies in the way rooftops and spires blend harmoniously with the surrounding skies. The city's form is intimate yet expansive, with narrow passages opening into wide boulevards that create a sense of both mystery and openness. Water plays an essential role in its beauty, reflecting buildings and skies in still pools and rippling canals that mark the city's geography. Along the great curve of the Mississippi River, a city rises where commerce, culture, and history meet in enduring dialogue. Its foundations are tied to the river's strength, yet its identity extends far beyond trade, shaped by the people who built a community of resilience and tradition. Here, politics and culture intertwine, and the rhythm of daily life reflects both the weight of history and the drive toward the future. As the capital city of Louisiana, Baton Rouge is the heart and soul of the state's eclectic culture. Baton Rouge is a port situated at the head of deep-water navigation on the Mississippi River in the southeast central part of the state. The city stretches across the river's edge with a blend of modern silhouettes and historic forms, creating a skyline that reflects both ambition and memory. Tree-lined avenues soften the urban structure, where the Mississippi's broad expanse frames the city with a natural grandeur that cannot be replicated. The Mississippi itself shapes the city's form, curving gracefully as if to embrace the life and activity clustered along its banks. From a distance, the balance of vertical towers and horizontal riverfront speaks of harmony between built environment and natural geography. Baton Rouge glows especially at dusk, when the setting sun casts golden reflections across glass and water, blurring the boundary between sky and city. The Louisiana State Capitol is the seat of government for the U.S. state of Louisiana and is located in downtown Baton Rouge. The Capitol houses the chambers for the Louisiana State Legislature, made up of the House of Representatives and the Senate, as well as the office of the Governor of Louisiana. As the tallest capitol in the United States, the Louisiana State Capitol building is 450 feet high, with 34 floors. It was completed after only 14 months in 1932 and stands on a 27-acre tract. It was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1978 and was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1982. The Louisiana State Capitol rises with a striking verticality, its limestone exterior gleaming with an elegance that reflects both power and permanence. The tower's clean lines and Art Deco detailing create a bold silhouette against the Louisiana sky, making it an unmistakable landmark. Its soaring form narrows as it ascends, giving the structure a sense of upward momentum that mirrors the aspirations of the state it represents. From a distance, its illuminated crown stands as a guiding presence, symbolizing stability and strength, even in the stillness of the night. Spanning the wide currents of the Mississippi, a towering structure rises, linking communities while commanding attention with its impressive height and engineering. From above, it offers both a pathway for countless travelers and a striking visual landmark that punctuates the river's expanse. Its steel framework stretches confidently across the water, blending functionality with a sense of architectural presence that defines the skyline. The Horace Wilkinson Bridge is the highest bridge in the state of Louisiana. Located in Baton Rouge, the structure guides traffic across a portion of I-10 and safely over the Mississippi River. It was built in 1968 and is open to vehicles of all sizes. Around the Baton Rouge metropolitan area, the bridge is more commonly known as the New Bridge, because it is the younger of the two bridges that cross the river in Baton Rouge, downstream of the older Huey P. Long Bridge. The Horace Wilkinson Bridge rises sharply above the river, its steel beams and girders forming a rigid lattice that speaks plainly of function and strength. The roadway stretches straight and level across the span, lined with guardrails and support beams, practical in design yet commanding in scale. Extending from the Mississippi River to St. Louis, Missouri, Charles Avenue Audubon Park is one of New Orleans' most popular attractions for both tourists and locals. Its development reflected and contributed to a general movement toward the creation of urban parks in late 19th century America. The city of New Orleans purchased the land Audubon Park now occupies in 1871 and named it New City Park to distinguish it from what was known as Old City Park across town. The park is named in honor of artist and naturalist John James Audubon, who began living in New Orleans in 1821. Denham Springs is a city in Livingston Parish. The city is the largest area of commercial and residential development in Livingston Parish. Denham Springs and Walker are the only parish municipalities classified as cities. The area has been known as Amite Springs, Hill Springs, and Denham Springs. Residential neighborhoods display orderly rows of homes with manicured lawns, shade trees, and quiet cul-de-sacs, creating a sense of calm and suburban rhythm. In autumn, Denham Springs is painted with warm, earthy tones as trees along streets and in yards turn shades of amber, gold, and deep red. The city's layout reflects a careful balance between development and natural topography. Rising above the bustling streets and historic squares, a structure of remarkable elegance and enduring presence captures both the eye and the imagination. St. Louis Cathedral's contemporary design, with its melange of Greek Revival, Gothic, and Renaissance motifs, stunned New Orleans in 1849. The heart of a large Catholic community, the cathedral today symbolizes New Orleans' long cultural ties to Catholicism. Although the city boasts hundreds of fine churches, this building has become the Church of New Orleans. The triple steeples of the St. Louis Cathedral rise proudly from the heart of New Orleans' French Quarter, like something out of a Disney movie. Because it was constructed in 1727, it is among the oldest Roman Catholic cathedrals in continuous use in the United States. The facade of St. Louis Cathedral commands attention with its crisp symmetry, tall columns, and intricate carvings that reflect the meticulous craftsmanship of its era. Its triple spires reach skyward, tapering gracefully and punctuated by ornate finials that catch the sunlight and cast delicate shadows on the walls below. Delicate stonework and sculptural details adorn the entryways, providing texture and depth to the cathedral's exterior surfaces. The Calcasieu River Bridge, or the Pistol Bridge, officially named the Louisiana Memorial World War II Bridge in June 1951, is located on Interstate 10 between Lake Charles and Westlake. It was the only major bridge in Lake Charles until the construction of the Lake Charles Loop, with the I-210 Calcasieu River High Bridge, completed in 1962. It was built under the administration of Governor Earl K. Long and opened in 1952. It has decorative ironwork with crossed guns integrated into the railings. The bridge has been rated structurally deficient by the Department of Transportation, but was declared safe by the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development. The Calcasieu River Bridge rises with a stately presence, its steel framework forming clean geometric lines that draw the eye across the water below. Decorative ironwork along the railings features intricately crossed guns, adding both historical symbolism and visual texture to the bridge's structure. Its arches and supports are evenly spaced, creating a rhythmic pattern that emphasizes both strength and elegance in its design. From certain angles, the bridge appears almost sculptural, with its lattice-like trusses providing a sense of lightness despite the solid materials. Cradled among winding waterways and shimmering lakes, a city has grown where industry, culture, and community intersect in dynamic balance. Its origins date back over a century, yet the city continues to evolve, blending historical roots with modern growth and regional significance. Lake Charles is the fifth most populous city in the U.S. state of Louisiana and the parish seat of Calcasieu Parish. Founded in 1861 in Calcasieu Parish, it is a major industrial, cultural, and educational center in the southwest region of the state. The city and metropolitan area of Lake Charles is considered a regionally significant center of petrochemical refining, gambling, tourism, and education. Because of the lakes and waterways throughout the city, metropolitan Lake Charles is often called the Lake Area. The oil refinery in Lake Charles stretches across the landscape with an intricate tangle of pipes, towers, and storage tanks, each component serving a precise industrial function. The facility hums with constant activity, a testament to both industrial efficiency and the scale of human engineering shaping the landscape. The Tchefuncte River Range Lights are a range that was first established in 1838 to aid vessels entering the Tchefuncte River. Painted in contrasting colors, the structure is both functional and visually striking, guiding vessels with a quiet, enduring presence. The rear tower has a black vertical stripe to serve as the range line in daytime. It sits on a spit of land, but is accessible only by boat. Chauvin is a census-designated place in Terrebonne Parish, Louisiana. It is part of the Houma Bayou-Cane-Thibodaux Metropolitan Statistical Area. Chauvin is surrounded by flat open landscapes, where marshes and wetlands stretch toward the horizon, creating a sense of vastness and quietude. The waterways wind through the area like silver ribbons, reflecting the sky and lending a rhythmic pattern to the scenery. Cypress trees and other native vegetation punctuate the flat terrain, their twisted roots and textured bark adding character to the wetlands. On an area once known as Metairie Ridge, this cemetery is one of New Orleans' largest and most historic resting grounds. The history of the cemetery dates back to its days as a racetrack, and the oval shape of the track can still be seen on the property today. However, it was converted to a cemetery following the Civil War. The decision to turn the land into a cemetery was accompanied by desires to make it resemble the rural cemeteries of the East, with spacious, landscaped grounds, lakes, and broad roads connecting smaller paths. The cemetery was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1991, bestowing a great honor on one of the city's most prized cemeteries. Metairie Cemetery holds the graves of over 9,000 people, amongst those many distinctive persons and families. The cemetery's layout is carefully planned, with winding paths that guide visitors past rows of ornate tombs and mausoleums, creating a sense of discovery at every turn. Elaborate sculptures and carvings decorate many of the tombs, depicting angels, crosses, and other symbolic motifs with intricate craftsmanship. The cemetery's expansive lawns and open spaces provide a sense of calm and contemplation amid the intricacy of the monuments. Although known as a place of mourning, the cemetery feels alive with artistic expression, as if memory itself were rendered in sculpted stone. In a city where life and death are closely intertwined with history, cemeteries often serve as silent storytellers of community and tradition. New Orleans, long known for its distinctive above-ground tombs, reflects both practicality and cultural identity in its burial grounds. Among these sacred places, Greenwood Cemetery stands as a vast resting place, shaped more by necessity than ornament, a reflection of the city's enduring relationship with memory, loss, and resilience. Founded in 1852, Greenwood Cemetery was established by the Firemen's Charitable and Benevolent Association after they had such success with Cypress Grove Cemetery. It utilizes small lot sizes and is one of the city's largest cemeteries in volume. There are about 20,500 lots, with on average 1,000 interments each year. Most tombs are arranged to provide for maximum occupancy, so architectural or landscape beautification is placed at a lesser priority. Greenwood Cemetery stretches across broad avenues lined with rows of gleaming white stone, creating an impression of solemn order. The uniformity of its tombs, often simple yet dignified, gives the grounds a quiet harmony that reflects restraint rather than extravagance. Carved details, though minimal, still reveal skilled craftsmanship in crosses, urns, and classical motifs etched into the marble. Winding streets echo with centuries of history, where wrought iron balconies overlook lively squares and the scent of Creole cuisine drifts through the air. This is a place where the echoes of French and Spanish settlers mingle with the vibrant pulse of modern New Orleans, creating a neighborhood that feels both timeless and alive. It is here that visitors feel the heartbeat of New Orleans, a pulse that has persisted through centuries of change. The French Quarter, also known as Vieux Carré, is the most well-known and the oldest neighborhood in New Orleans. After New Orleans was founded in 1718 by Jean-Baptiste Lemoyne de Bienville, the city developed around the Vieux Carré, a central square. With many of the buildings constructed in the late 18th century, this historic district holds some of the most beautiful and famous buildings in the United States. In the 19th and 20th centuries, different styles of construction were added to the area. The district is more commonly called the French Quarter today, or simply the Quarter, related to changes in the city with American immigration after the 1803 Louisiana Purchase. The district as a whole has been designated as a National Historic Landmark, with numerous contributing buildings that are separately deemed significant. It is a prime tourist destination in the city, as well as attracting local residents. Narrow alleyways reveal hidden courtyards adorned with lush greenery, offering quiet retreats amid the bustle of the streets. Pointe-aux-Chenes is an unincorporated community located in Terrebonne Parish, Louisiana. The community shares a zip code with Montaigut and has many residents of Houma descent and others of Chitimacha descent. The community is nestled among winding bayous and lush marshlands, giving it a tranquil and scenic atmosphere. Boats and fishing gear are a common sight, reflecting the residents' deep connection to the waterways and local seafood traditions. Fort Pike State Historic Site is a decommissioned 19th century United States fort named after Brigadier General Zebulon Pike. It was built following the War of 1812 to guard the Rigolets Pass in Louisiana, a strait from the Gulf of Mexico via Lake Borgne to Lake Pontchartrain bordering New Orleans. It was located near the community of Petite Coquille, now within the city limits of New Orleans. Flowing quietly through southern Texas, a hidden stretch of water extends northwest from Corpus Christi Bay, where river and sea converge. Nueces Bay is a northwestern extension of Corpus Christi Bay in the San Patricio and Nueces counties of Texas. The bay is fed by the Nueces River, forming a natural estuary, which renders it ecologically and economically vital to the surrounding area. It serves as a habitat for the propagation of fish and shellfish, which sustain diverse species of birds and other wildlife. Perched gracefully within the calm waters of Nueces Bay, Bird Island emerges as a sanctuary for countless feathered residents. Its sandy shores and sparse vegetation provide ideal nesting grounds for pelicans, herons, and egrets. The island's quiet inlets offer safe havens for juvenile birds, learning to fish in the surrounding estuary. As the sun dips toward the horizon, Nueces Bay is bathed in a warm palette of golds and pinks, reflecting off its tranquil waters. Amid the bustling Dallas-Fort Worth region, a vast expanse of water quietly shapes both the landscape and the lives around it. Spanning thousands of acres and lined with winding shores, this reservoir has long served as a vital source of water while offering a haven for outdoor enthusiasts. From its carefully engineered beginnings to its present role as a recreational centerpiece, the lake reflects a balance between human ingenuity and natural beauty. Lewisville Lake is a Corps of Engineers reservoir that is immensely popular for water sports and outdoor recreation in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Lewisville Lake, formerly known as Garza Little Elm Reservoir, is a reservoir in North Texas. Surrounded by 9,000 protected acres of nature, Lewisville Lake spans 29,000 acres and has 233 miles of shoreline. Originally engineered in 1927 as Lake Dallas, the reservoir was expanded in the 1940s and 1950s and renamed Lewisville Lake. It was built for flood control purposes and to serve as a water source for Dallas and its suburbs, but residents also use it for recreational purposes. In winter, the wide surface of Lewisville Lake often takes on a silvery stillness, mirroring the pale skies above. In the coldest stretches of winter, thin sheets of ice sometimes form along the lake's edges, giving the shoreline a crystalline shimmer. Winding gently through the rugged hills of central Texas, a modest river carves its way across the landscape, shaping valleys and nourishing the land. Flowing from the Edwards Plateau, it gathers strength and clarity before joining a larger storied waterway that stretches across the state. Along its course, the river supports both wildlife and human communities, quietly sustaining the natural and cultural life of the Texas Hill Country. The Llano River is a tributary of the Colorado River, about 105 miles long in Texas. It drains part of the Edwards Plateau in Texas Hill Country northwest of Austin. The Llano River winds through limestone cliffs and gentle slopes, its clear water sparkling under the sun. Riverbanks are lined with native grasses and shrubs that sway in the breeze, framing the water with delicate greenery. The gentle curves of the river create a sense of rhythm, guiding the eye along its twisting course as it meanders through the terrain. Shadows stretch across the water, and the gentle current catches the fading light, creating a peaceful, almost magical atmosphere. Completed in 1982 as part of a major highway expansion, the Pennybacker Bridge is a steel through-arch bridge that extends across Lake Austin. The structure is 87 feet wide and its span is 600 feet long. The bridge is located in a scenic area of the Loop 360 highway near a popular overlook, with views of the Hill Country and downtown Austin. From the busy tourist perch above Lake Austin, the Pennybacker Bridge forms the centerpiece of a sweeping vista containing rolling hills, Lake Austin, limestone cliffs, and the city skyline. With its delicate cables strung within a sturdy frame, the Pennybacker Bridge evokes the elegance of a finely tuned musical instrument. The structure is composed of two sweeping steel arches connected by horizontal Vierendeel struts. Cross-bracing adds limited to the underside of the road deck, keeping the visual elements of the bridge remarkably uncluttered. Suspended by 72 steel cables, the roadway is positioned between the base and peak of the arch, categorizing the Pennybacker as a through-arch bridge. One of the key features of the bridge is that the structure does not touch the water below, leaving clear passage for boats. The reddish-brown color of the weathering steel is the result of oxidation. This protective surface coating requires minimal maintenance and no painting. The bridge's rusted patina and restrained form not only make the bridge feel like it belongs to the landscape, but also call attention to the structure's striking beauty. Along the gentle curve of the Texas Gulf Coast, a small city rests where history and seaside charm quietly converge. Its sandy shores and tranquil waters have long welcomed visitors, while the echoes of past events linger in the landscape. Known for its pivotal role in shaping Texas's early history, the city blends cultural heritage with the timeless rhythm of the ocean waves. Surfside Beach, also known locally as Surfside, is a city in Brazoria County, Texas. The city has claimed the Cradle of Texas Liberty title due to the fact that the Treaty of Velasco, which ended hostilities between Texas and Mexico, soft, golden sands stretch for miles along the shoreline, meeting gentle rolling waves that shimmer and sparkle under the shifting light of the sun. The horizon stretches endlessly, a serene, uninterrupted line where sky and sea merge, evoking a profound sense of calm and infinity. Gentle coastal winds carry the briny scent of salt and the soft whispers of waves, inviting visitors to pause, breathe, and reflect in the tranquil atmosphere. Rising abruptly from the desert floor, a rugged chain of peaks commands attention with its stark, dramatic presence. Shaped over millions of years by geological forces, the range reveals layers of rock that tell the story of Earth's slow transformation. Today, the mountains stand not only as a natural landmark, but also as a sanctuary where wildlife, recreation, and the history of the land converge. The Franklin Mountains of Texas are a small range 23 miles long, 3 miles wide that extend from El Paso north into New Mexico. The Franklins were formed due to crustal extension related to the Cenozoic Rio Grande Rift. Much of the range is part of the Franklin Mountains State Park. The mountains are composed primarily of sedimentary rock with some igneous intrusions. Jagged peaks rise sharply against the sky, their rocky faces etched with deep crevices and weathered textures that speak to millennia of natural sculpting. Sunlight casts dramatic shadows across the slopes, highlighting the contrast between lighter sedimentary layers and darker igneous intrusions. The mountain's ridges twist and turn, creating a rugged silhouette that appears different from every vantage point. Narrow canyons and rocky outcrops punctuate the landscape, offering hidden pockets of shade and shelter for wildlife. Nestled along the calm waters of a winding tidal bay, a coastal city bridges the mainland and the islands beyond. Its shores meet gentle tides that ebb and flow, shaping both the landscape and the rhythm of daily life. Aransas Pass is located on the shore of Redfish Bay, a tidal water body between Corpus Christi Bay to the south and Aransas Bay to the north. The city is on the mainland of Texas and is connected to Mustang Island by a 6-mile-long causeway and a free ferry that carries vehicles to the island. Standing tall against the coastal winds, the Lydia Ann Lighthouse commands attention with its classic, cylindrical silhouette. Its weathered exterior tells a story of years spent guiding ships safely through shifting tides and treacherous waters. Alive with energy and rich in diversity, Houston is a dynamic mix of imagination, talent, and first-class attractions that makes it a world-class city. Home to a vibrant economy, beautiful surroundings, and a population full of optimism and spirit, it's no wonder that Houston is a popular international destination. Houston is the state's most populous city and the fourth largest city in the United States. Its skyscrapers rise from the unrelievedly flat Gulf coastal plain, which at Houston lies at an elevation of about 55 feet above sea level and is dissected by a series of bayous. The region's climate is warm and humid, and the city is noted for its hot, sticky summers. Houston's rapid expansion after World War II was accompanied by increases in air and water pollution and urban sprawl. Glass towers gleam in the sunlight, their mirrored surfaces reflecting the ever-changing skies above the Gulf coastal plain. The skyline forms a striking silhouette, with tall structures rising boldly from the flat landscape in a display of modern ambition. Wide boulevards and intricate highway networks weave through the urban fabric, giving the city a sense of constant movement and energy. The bayous carve natural lines through the metropolis, their winding courses adding softness and fluidity to the city's geometric forms. At night, the city glows with thousands of lights, turning steel and glass into a luminous mosaic that shimmers against the dark horizon. Nestled along the calm waters of a winding tidal bay, a coastal city bridges the mainland and the islands beyond. Its shores meet gentle tides that ebb and flow, shaping both the landscape and the rhythms of daily life. Linked by causeways and ferries, the city serves as a quiet gateway where land and water converge in harmony. The Pedernales River carves out the landscape of the Texas Hill Country, stretching 106 miles from Harper to the Colorado River. Native peoples, German settlers, and cattle ranchers have all traversed its banks. It drains an area of the Edwards Plateau, flowing west to east across the Texas Hill Country west of Austin. The name Pedernales, first used in the middle 18th century, comes from a Spanish word for the flint rocks characteristic of the riverbed. Along the Gulf Coast of Texas, shifting tides and winds once shaped a narrow strip of land that would become a stage for commerce, culture, and survival. Through storms, settlement, and shifting fortunes, this island developed an identity that reflects both resilience and grandeur. Today, its past can still be traced in the structures that line its streets, where the architecture of earlier centuries stands as enduring testimony to what was built and preserved. Galveston Island is a storied sand barrier island stretching along Texas's Gulf Coast, rich in centuries of human and geological history. Many elegant 19th century buildings survive in 6 historic districts, preserving a rich architectural heritage. The shoreline of the island curves with a natural grace, where soft sands meet the rhythmic waves of the Gulf. Its flat expanse of land is framed by dunes and seagrasses, giving the impression of a delicate balance between earth and water. The breezes that sweep across the island carry with them the scent of salt and the freshness of the sea, softening the heat of Texas summers. Many of the homes and public structures are adorned with intricate details that speak to both European influences and local adaptations. Open skies and wide horizons amplify the sense of space, giving even the oldest quarters a feeling of airiness and light. The Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge is designed by internationally renowned architect and engineer Santiago Calatrava. The bridge, which opened in March 2012, is the first of a series of bridges that the Office of Santiago Calatrava designed to span the Trinity River in downtown Dallas. This stunning bridge with a 400-foot center arch connects Woodall-Rogers Freeway seamlessly to Singleton Boulevard in West Dallas and the new restaurant areas. This new connection over the river has also helped foster unity across the North and South Divide in the city. Architecturally, the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge features a 400-foot steel arch with 58 cables radiating from it in a lyrical fashion. The Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge stretches with an elegance that belies its scale, its long roadway reaching steadily across the Trinity River while maintaining a balance of strength and beauty. The arch itself curves gently as it ascends, softening its immense size and lending the bridge a graceful sense of movement. The broad deck carries multiple lanes of traffic across the river, its width and solidity supported by strong concrete piers that anchor the entire structure firmly in place. The clean white finish of the steel contrasts vividly with the open Texas sky, making the bridge stand out as a bold silhouette from miles away. At sunset, the structure often takes on softer tones of gold and pink, blending its engineered lines with the natural beauty of the sky. Where the mainland gives way to sea, a narrow strip of land stretches into the horizon, shaped by wind, water, and time. This coastal haven glimmers with sunlight on turquoise waves and whispers of migratory wings above its dunes. Long celebrated as both a refuge for wildlife and a retreat for people, it holds a rare balance between natural beauty and human delight. A 34-mile-long tropical paradise located on the Gulf Coast of Texas, South Padre Island is consistently ranked as a top beach destination by travelers across the globe. South Padre Island, at the southern tip of the Padre Island Barrier, unfolds its charm between Laguna Madre and the Gulf of Mexico. It is separated from the rest of Padre Island by the Port Mansfield Channel and is a popular destination known for its beaches, ecotourism, and resort development. While the island prides itself on attracting over 1 million visitors each year, the locals are even prouder that millions of migratory birds and sea turtles instinctively migrate to South Padre Island each year on their own. its shoreline made up of fine, pale sand that feels soft underfoot and extends in a straight, continuous line. Along the edge of the Texas coast, waves meet a sheltered bay that has long drawn sailors, settlers, and dreamers to its shores. The air carries both the freshness of the sea and the echoes of a layered past, marked by exploration and faith. In this meeting of water and culture, a city emerged that continues to blend maritime strength with a spirit of openness and charm. Corpus Christi, perched on the Texas coast, welcomes visitors with its sparkling bays, vibrant waterfront, and breezy charm. The city's name means Body of Christ in ecclesiastical Latin, in reference to the Christian sacrament of Holy Communion. The name was given to the settlement and surrounding bay by Spanish explorer Alonso Álvarez de Pineda in 1519. Corpus Christi blends coastal breezes with cultural vibrancy, where museums meet Gulf sidewalks. Its port and naval connections underscore a long tradition of maritime influence and economy. The city's identity is woven from bayfront beauty and historic neighborhoods, each with their own spirit. The shoreline of Corpus Christi curves in a wide embrace, its bay shimmering with light that shifts gently between silver and blue as the day moves on. Enduring time and elements for more than 250 years, Mission Concepcion stands as one of the country's oldest remaining original stone churches. But mortar and stone are not all that remain of the vibrant mission community. It was designated a National Historic Landmark on April 15, 1970, and is part of San Antonio Mission's National Historical Park. Beneath the vast skies of central Texas, a city emerges where land and light seem to converse in quiet harmony. Its ridges of limestone and rolling hills provide a stage for sunsets that scatter violet crowns across the horizon. Alongside this landscape, the steady river bends through its heart, shaping both its beauty and its spirit. Located in central Texas on the eastern edge of the American Southwest, Austin is the capital of the state of Texas, the Lone Star State. The city dates back to the 1830s, when the first Anglo-American settlers arrived in the area, then part of Mexico. Ongoing rapid development and gentrification challenge its bohemian roots and fuel nostalgia for Old Austin. Since the late 19th century, Austin has also been known as the City of the Violet Crown because of the colorful glow of light across the hills just after sunset. Austin unfolds across rolling hills and river valleys, its landscape shaped by limestone ridges and wide skies that glow with shifting colors. The horizon often feels expansive and open, with sunsets painting the atmosphere in soft purples, pinks, and fiery golds that linger above the city. Tree-lined streets and stretches of greenery weave through the urban form, blending natural texture with modern construction. The river winds gracefully through Austin, carving a natural path that softens the geometry of the city's skyline. In the heart of North Texas, a city rises where commerce, culture, and ambition converge on a grand scale. Its energy stretches beyond its own limits, forming the core of a vast metropolitan expanse that defines the region's identity. A cosmopolitan rhythm defines its spirit, carried by vibrant streets, thriving restaurants, and bustling centers of trade. Dallas is the state's third most populous city and the metropolis of the sprawling Dallas-Fort Worth urban area, known locally as the Metroplex. Dallas today is a cosmopolitan city known for its high concentration of restaurants and shopping centers. Dallas is part of the largest metropolitan area in the southern United States and is the largest inland metropolitan area in the U.S. without a navigable link to the sea. Dallas rises with a skyline that gleams against the Texas horizon, its towers etched in steel and glass that shimmer beneath shifting skies. The geometry of its architecture blends sharp modern lines with bold proportions, creating a visual rhythm that feels both dynamic and commanding. Wide avenues and structured grids carve through the city, offering a sense of order that balances the sheer scale of urban growth. The city's structural presence feels expansive, yet refined, with balanced symmetry that underscores its reputation as a hub of progress. Amid the limestone ridges and rolling hills of central Texas, a clear ribbon of water winds its way through the land with quiet persistence. Its path shifts between open sunlight and hidden passages beneath the earth, shaping both the terrain and the life that gathers along its course. Gentle in form, yet vital in presence, it remains one of the defining streams of the hill country, carrying with it the character of the region itself. The Blanco is part of the Guadalupe River Basin and has a drainage area of over 400 square miles. The river flows generally eastward for 87 miles through Kendall County, Blanco County, and Hayes County. The river is usually quite shallow, and it briefly dips below ground in some areas in the hill country. The Blanco River glimmers with a clarity that reveals smooth limestone beneath its surface, reflecting the brightness of the Texas sun in silvery ripples. In places, the river narrows into shallow runs where water whispers over stones and creates a melody of constant motion. The riverbed, carved over centuries, shows layered rock and sculpted bends that tell of time and natural patience. As it winds through the hills, the river's curves flow with a graceful rhythm that softens the ruggedness of the landscape. On the edge of the Trinity River, where history first took root on a commanding bluff, a city emerged with a spirit both enduring and adaptive. What began as a frontier outpost has since transformed into a thriving metropolis, its character shaped by the balance of tradition and progress. The city of Fort Worth was established in 1849 as an army outpost on a bluff overlooking the Trinity River. Fort Worth, known for Texas hospitality and a dozen remarkable districts chock full of cultural experiences, is now the 11th largest city in the United States. Fort Worth carries an architectural presence that blends the rugged character of its frontier origins with the polished grace of modern design. The city's skyline rises in clean lines and reflective surfaces, standing as a symbol of growth while still echoing the strength of its western foundations. The geometric rhythm of its architecture conveys resilience, each tower and facade telling of ambition shaped by time. The balance of proportion and texture in its built environment offers a beauty that is structured yet inviting. Although Fort Worth was indeed a frontier town for more than 2 decades and would later call itself the city where the West begins, it was never seriously threatened by American Indians. Alongside its modern industries and contemporary skyscrapers, Fort Worth retains much of the flavor of its Old West heritage. Amid the meeting point of South and Central Texas, a city unfolds with layers of heritage and progress woven into its character. Centuries-old origins still echo through its story, even as contemporary energy and modern attractions shape its daily rhythm. Once a frontier settlement in the Wild West, San Antonio has become a city full of modern amenities. As one of the top shopping destinations in the nation, San Antonio offers upscale boutiques, multiple shopping malls, and the largest Mexican market in the USA. Founded in 1718 as a Spanish mission and colonial outpost, San Antonio became the first chartered civil settlement in present-day Texas in 1731. Straddling the regional divide between South and Central Texas, San Antonio anchors the southwestern corner of an urban mega-region, colloquially known as the Texas Triangle. The Tower of the Americas rises with sleek vertical grace, its silhouette dominating the horizon as a symbol of ambition and progress. Its slender shaft supports a broad circular crown, an architectural balance of strength and elegance that draws the eye upward. Glass and steel combine to give the structure a modern brilliance, catching sunlight by day and glowing like a beacon at night. San Antonio carries an architectural rhythm that fuses the textured warmth of history with the clean precision of modern design. At night, San Antonio glimmers with a soft radiance, as its architecture is traced by glowing outlines that shimmer against the dark sky. When the Fred Hartman Bridge opened in 1995, it eliminated a restrictive tunnel under the Houston Ship Channel and alleviated years of stress for countless frustrated drivers. It was also an aesthetic success, providing a new and exciting signature span for Texas. Today, it is one of the world's most well-known cable-stayed bridges, accommodating 200,000 vehicles per day. The Fred Hartman Bridge spans the Houston Ship Channel, connecting the cities of Baytown and LaPorte along SH 146. At 436 feet high, the bridge features a fan-arranged cable stay arrangement and provides a vertical clearance of 262 feet. The two signature diamond-shaped towers provide a distinctive gateway to ships entering the Houston Ship Channel from the Gulf of Mexico. The Fred Hartman Bridge rises above the channel with an elegance that merges strength and beauty, its towering form cutting a striking silhouette against the Texas sky. Sweeping lines of steel cables radiate from its diamond-shaped pylons like the strings of a vast instrument, creating a sense of rhythm and harmony across the expanse. The symmetry of the twin towers conveys balance and grace, their angular design lending a sculptural quality that elevates the bridge beyond pure function. It was founded in 1857 in order to become the county seat, because residents wanted one located near the center of the county. With Dallas and Fort Worth right in our backyard, Denton enjoys the advantages of the booming North Texas metroplex. is the site of the first federal regional emergency center, headquarters for civil defense, disaster, and preparedness operations in a 5-state area. Denton unfolds across gently undulating terrain, where open skies stretch wide and lend a constant feeling of space and freedom. The landscape is softened by clusters of trees that punctuate the horizon, weaving greenery into the city's structure with a natural rhythm. Its streets often appear spacious and inviting, allowing the city to breathe while maintaining a sense of close-knit character. The University of North Texas is a public research university located in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. It serves as the flagship of the University of North Texas system, which also includes universities in Dallas and Fort Worth. The University of North Texas presents a campus defined by broad green spaces and carefully designed academic buildings that merge function with elegance. Open courtyards provide natural gathering spaces where the balance of structure and nature encourages reflection and community. Its architecture blends modern glass facades with traditional brickwork, creating a visual rhythm that feels both progressive and grounded. In 2020, University of North Texas was designated by the U.S. Department of Education as both a Hispanic-serving institution and a minority-serving institution. Where desert mountains meet the winding course of a border river, a city rises with a character shaped by both geography and history. Its foundations trace the movement of travelers and traders, standing at a natural gateway carved between rugged peaks and flowing water. It is located on the Rio Grande, their bridge to Juarez, Mexico, just south of the New Mexico line. The largest of the U.S.-Mexican border cities, it lies at the foot of the Franklin Mountains below a narrow pass where the Rio Grande issues from the bare southernmost spurs of the Rocky Mountains. The town, laid out in 1859, was on the Butterfield stage route to California. The city stretches across a desert plain where sunlight sharpens every edge, giving the horizon a clarity that feels almost endless. Its skyline rises with clean lines, framed by the stark silhouette of mountains that seem to stand as guardians at its edge. Colors of stone, stucco, and glass blend with the natural tones of sand and sky, allowing the built environment to feel rooted in its surroundings. At sunset, the desert horizon becomes a canvas of crimson and gold, with the mountains catching the last rays in deep, dramatic tones. At night, the city transforms into a sea of lights, sparkling against the dark expanse of the surrounding desert. Amid the bustle of a city defined by growth and modern rhythm, a commanding figure in bronze rises with timeless authority. Mounted high upon granite, the image of a leader astride his horse recalls both the trials of battle and the triumph of independence. The bronze equestrian statue of General Sam Houston is considered the most iconic work of civic art in Houston. Sam Houston Monument has stood in the traffic circle inside the entrance to Herman Park since its unveiling on August 16, 1925. Placed atop a gray granite arch constructed by Frank Pike, the general sits astride his horse, Saracen, and points toward the plains next to the San Jacinto River, where he ultimately defeated the army of Mexican General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna, winning independence for Texas. The granite arch supporting the statue provides both stability and grandeur, its clean lines and solid form framing the equestrian figure above. The figure of the general, with his arm raised and cloak flowing, conveys both motion and determination, as if frozen in a moment of triumph. Beneath him, the horse is sculpted with lifelike tension. Muscles defined, stance steady, symbolizing readiness and endurance. Together, bronze and granite merge into a harmonious structure that blends artistry with permanence. Over the waters of the Trinity River, where highways converge and the city stretches outward, a new crossing rises to meet the demands of modern travel. Blending strength with design, its form reflects both utility and vision, carrying the weight of traffic while offering space for cyclists and pedestrians. In its arches and spans, the bridge embodies the evolution of Dallas infrastructure, linking past construction with present innovation. The Margaret McDermott Bridge is a conventional concrete pier and beam freeway bridge with cable-stayed bike lines over the Trinity River in Dallas. It replaced the late 1950s to early 1960s Interstate 30 bridge, which reached its end of life. It was partially designed by Santiago Calatrava and is part of the Trinity River Project and the Horseshoe Project. It was named for Margaret McDermott, an area philanthropist. The bridge consists of a conventional concrete pier and beam concrete part, which has a 1,125 feet main span. The Margaret McDermott Bridge stretches wide across the river with a clean, commanding silhouette that merges engineering with elegance. Its sweeping lines create a sense of motion, even when viewed from a distance, as if the bridge itself is reaching forward across the water. The cable-stayed elements rise with precision, their symmetry adding both visual rhythm and structural balance. The NRG Astrodome, formerly and also known as the Houston Astrodome, or simply the Astrodome, was the world's first multi-purpose domed sports stadium located in Houston. Constructed in 1964, the Astrodome was deemed the eighth wonder of the world when it opened in 1965. As the world's first indoor air-conditioned domed stadium, the 18-story multi-purpose structure set the bar for arena design and construction for decades to come. A year after opening, it showcased the first installation of an artificial playing surface, soon to be known as AstroTurf. With such a rich history, the Astrodome was listed on the National Register of Historic Places both for its architectural and cultural significance in 2014. Tulsa, the second largest city in Oklahoma, is both cosmopolitan and all-American in its appeal. It's a place of contrasts along the Arkansas River, where Art Deco architecture sits alongside steel skyscrapers, and rural Route 66 Americana meets state-of-the-art entertainment. Tulsa is a city of many cultures where diverse influences converge to shape a distinct identity. Tulsa is home to a growing number of unique main streets and destination districts. It originated in 1836 as a settlement of Creek Indians who named it for their former town in Alabama. The city serves as the commercial and financial center of a rich agricultural area and is the national headquarters of the USJCs. Tulsa rises from the plains with a skyline that balances sleek modern towers against the intricate details of earlier eras. The land surrounding the city is mostly level, yet it slopes gently in places, allowing broad vistas that stretch far into the distance. Buildings reflect a mix of styles, with strong vertical lines and decorative patterns that give the city a textured, layered appearance. Wide streets and open avenues add to the sense of space, aligning the flow of the city with the openness of the plains around it. Carrington Park in Tulsa unfolds with wide green lawns that create a sense of openness and calm under the expansive Oklahoma sky. Its shoreline curves gently, bordered by grass and clusters of trees that reflect softly in the water. The broad expanse of the lake amplifies the feeling of openness in the park, stretching the eye across its width to the opposite shore. Along a storied stretch of highway that once carried travelers westward, a community grew where open land meets gentle hills. Here, the rhythm of small-town life blends with the echoes of a road that shaped generations of movement and memory. Set within the vastness of western Oklahoma, it stands as both a crossroads of travel and a reflection of local pride. Located in the heart of the western Oklahoma on historic Route 66, Clinton is known as the hub city of western Oklahoma. Positioned in a large valley surrounded by scenic rolling hills and wide open spaces, Clinton is a small community with access to larger metro areas. Like most other cities and towns on Route 66, Clinton was home of tourist businesses, including several restaurants, cafes, motels, and filling stations. Clinton lies in a broad valley that opens wide beneath the endless skies of western Oklahoma, giving the town a setting both sheltered and expansive. The surrounding hills rise gently, their soft slopes adding shape and rhythm to the otherwise open plains. The horizon remains a constant presence, vast and unobstructed, offering a sense of space that seems to extend without end. U.S. Route 66, or U.S. Highway 66, was one of the original highways in the United States numbered highway system. It was established on November 11, 1926, with road signs erected the following year. The highway, which became one of the most famous roadways in the United States. US 66 was a primary route for those who migrated west, especially during the Dust Bowl of the 1930s, and it supported the economies of the communities through which it passed. US Route 66 stretched across the landscape as a continuous ribbon of pavement, carrying travelers through wide plains, rolling hills, and desert horizons. Its roadway was simple in form, yet it embodied a sense of freedom and connection that few other roads could match. Across the wide plains of the American heartland, a city emerged from sudden settlement and steady determination, its roots planted in the sweep of open land. Born of the run of 1889, Oklahoma City came into being on April 22, 1889, when approximately 10,000 homesteaders staked land claims near Oklahoma Station. Oklahoma City, the largest municipality in the state, lies at the center of a six-county metropolitan area. While the name Oklahoma City was in popular use from the city's beginning, the U.S. Post Office did not adopt the name until 1923. The city developed as a distribution point for crops and cattle. Its designation as the state capital in 1910 stimulated its growth. The city site, at an elevation of about 1,200 feet, is located in a valley that slopes up into gently rolling hills. The region's climate is typical of the southern Great Plains, with long, hot summers and cool, short winters. Oklahoma City spreads across the southern plains with a landscape that feels both expansive and open, its wide horizon giving a constant sense of space. The land gently rises from low valleys into rolling hills, creating a natural rhythm in the terrain that frames the city. Winding through plains and prairies, a wide river has long marked both a natural path and a line of division across the southern landscape. Its waters, tinted by the earth it passes through, carry with them the story of geography, settlement, and boundary. This river remains both a lifeline and a landmark in the heart of the southern United States. The Red River is a major river in the southern United States. It was named for its reddish water color from passing through red bed country in its watershed. The Red River Basin is the second largest in the southern Great Plains. The Red River is 1,290 miles long. For about half this distance, it serves as the Texas-Oklahoma boundary. The Red River flows with a steady, winding course, its broad surface glinting beneath the sun as it weaves through open country. Its waters take on a distinct reddish tint, colored by the minerals and soils of the terrain it cuts across. Sandbars appear along its length, reshaped continually by the river's current, adding texture and change to its form. Its course carries a rhythm of calm expanses interrupted by swirling eddies, giving the river both serenity and movement. Home to a number of shops specializing in all things Western, you can outfit an entire ranch, cattle included in Stockyard City. It's home to the Oklahoma National Stockyards, the world's largest feeder and stocker cattle market, where live cattle auctions take place every Monday and Tuesday and are open to the public. Warm, earthy tones dominate the palette, giving the surroundings a sun-baked harmony that echoes the land itself. Along the edge of a wide river where nature meets imagination, a landscape has been shaped to bring people together in joy and discovery. Its design reflects both playfulness and inclusivity, creating a living canvas where families, friends, and strangers share the same open spaces. With sweeping lawns, winding paths, and water woven into its heart, the place feels less like a park and more like a celebration of community and belonging. Gathering Place is a world-class riverfront park in Tulsa, Oklahoma, designed to welcome everyone into a vibrant, inclusive community space. Spanning 66.5 acres along the Arkansas River, the park was named USA Today's Best City Park of 2024. This dynamic green space offers endless opportunities to play, learn, explore, and connect, all at no cost, making it a true destination for Tulsans and visitors from around the world. From a 5-acre adventure playground and sports courts to a BMX pump track, meadows, and gardens, the park invites boundless outdoor exploration. Hot summer weather and the site's riverfront location inspired the idea that water should be a defining element of the park. The park's expanse unfolds in flowing layers, where open meadows blend seamlessly into shaded groves and scullion terrain. Curving pathways move with an organic rhythm, guiding visitors through spaces that feel both natural and intentionally designed. Founded in 1922, Holland Hall strives to offer a challenging and supportive environment for each student. It is accredited by the Independent Schools Association of the Southwest and recognized by the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education. Holland Hall has been recognized by the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education for superior college preparation. Holland Hall is one of only 3 Oklahoma educational institutions to belong to the Center for Academic Integrity. In national and state mythos, if no longer in demographic fact, Oklahoma is a rural state. Farming in Oklahoma has long been a cultural system as well as an economic one. For many rural Oklahomans, farming is a cherished way of life as well as a livelihood. The number of Oklahoma farms peaked at 213,325 in 1935 and were down to 72,000 by 1980. By the 1990s, farming enterprises were largely managed by large operators. Barns rise like sentinels from the flat plains, their forms simple yet enduring against the vast backdrop. Farmhouses sit with quiet dignity, blending into the land as part of its enduring character, rather than apart from it. Cattle move slowly across the fields, their presence adding to the timeless rhythm of the rural scene. The air itself seems infused with the scent of tilled soil, fresh hay, and the faint sweetness of crops, binding the senses to the land in a way that feels both grounding and eternal. Oral Roberts University is a private evangelical university in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Founded in 1963, the university is named after its founder, charismatic Christian preacher Oral Roberts. Sitting on a 385-acre campus, Oral Roberts University offers over 70 undergraduate degree programs, along with 20 graduate programs across 6 colleges. Oral Roberts University is classified among master's colleges and universities, medium programs. The campus unfolds with a striking sense of geometry, where bold architectural lines rise with clarity against the Oklahoma sky. Tall, angular structures reach skyward, their forms evoking aspiration and spiritual uplift in harmony with the university's mission. Set upon a rise where civic life and history converge, a monumental structure greets visitors with both dignity and grandeur. Its columns and domes stand as symbols of order and vision, carrying the weight of governance while reflecting timeless architectural ideals. More than a seat of power, it embodies the story of a state, etched in stone and crowned with artistry that elevates its purpose. Located in the heart of Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma State Capitol offers an incredible, one-of-a-kind experience in art, history, and government. Completed in 1917, the historic Greco-Roman building offers an extraordinary destination, unlike any other in the state. It is the building that houses the Oklahoma legislature and executive branch offices. The dome crowns the structure with commanding elegance, its form both ornamental and symbolic, reaching skyward as a gesture of aspiration. Carved details along the facade reveal the precision of craftsmanship, each line and curve contributing to an aesthetic of classical refinement. The Oklahoma State Capitol rises with symmetry and grace, its limestone exterior radiating strength under the changing light of day. Massive columns frame its entrances with a rhythm of proportion and order, embodying the architectural grandeur of Greco-Roman design. Where the open stretches of northeastern Oklahoma meet the crossroads of storied highways, a small city carries both history and quiet resilience. The county seat of Rogers County, Claremore, covers a land area of approximately 12 square miles at an elevation of 602 feet. It is located at the intersection of historic Route 66 and State Highways 20 and 88, 29 miles northeast of Tulsa. Rogers State University rises on the city's landscape, with a campus that blends classic brick facades with open green spaces. Rogers State University is a public institution that was founded in 1909. Wide lawns and tree-lined walkways shape a setting that encourages reflection as much as study, giving the university a sense of both calm and purpose. As the journey across the West-South Central comes to a close, the echoes of its wonders linger like songs carried on the wind. From the desert ridges of Texas to the fertile valleys of Arkansas, the land speaks in countless voices, each telling a story of endurance and transformation. The rivers that once guided settlers and sustained ancient cultures continue to flow, symbols of life's constant motion. The wonders of the West-South Central are not just places to see, but experiences to be felt, remembered, and cherished. Thank you for joining this journey and letting the wonders of the West-South Central unfold before your eyes.